want, the more likely you are to get it. The more vague you are in telling them what's the acceptable behavior, the least likely they're going to follow through. And this is for people, not for children. It works great with partners, relatives. The more you tell people exactly what you want them to do, you increase the likelihood of them actually doing it. That's one of our undergraduates said the other day, it works with boyfriends. But the thing with choices is it has to be a real choice. Right? So sometimes what we do is we take a statement, but with our voice or with the word okay, we turn this statement into a question. Right? I want you to put that away now, okay?
Oh.
It's time to put that away. I'm going to give you a couple of choices. You can have it, you can put it away, or you can give it to me, okay? And you've just taken that really clear, direct, positive statement and turned it into a question. And that's what we call a not a real choice. So the real choices might be, do you want to cut carrots or celery or radishes? There's other things that aren't choices. And then when a child tells me something that wasn't a choice, I say, listen again, that wasn't one of the choices. The choices were, you put it in your backpack or I put it in my pocket. The choices were, you could have any of these vegetables to cut, not using the knife as a weapon. So you really just clearly come back to the way you stated things and tell them exactly what you'd like them to do. What else to remember about off-food choices? So yeah, if you're putting away the gardening tools, so this is a real choice. Would you like to bring the shovel or the watering can? Not, would you like to help clean up the tools? Because currently we have probably 2 to 3 children in our 16 who will say no. So I never ask them if they would like to help because helping isn't a choice in our room. So even when we say, would you like to put away the bucket or the shovel? No thanks, that wasn't one of the options. Listen again. The option was bucket or shovel. Oh, okay, I'll take the shovel. No, my mother always used to ask me every day when I was a child, I don't know why she kept doing this, do you want to do the dishes? No. She would say, go do the dishes. If she just said, go do the dishes, I would have done them. I would have made a face. But she asked me, and every time she asked me, I said the answer, which was no. I've never wanted to do the dishes a day in my life. When I'm not given another option, I do them. I sometimes put my head in the cabinet and stand out my tongue at her. But I'm 5th of 6 children, so she would say, close the cabinet, put your tongue back in your mouth. Anticipation. And sometimes with these choices, I'm increasing the options. So this isn't working for you, so I'm giving you some more. I'm expanding. Maybe the jobs we have, none is working for you. I'm opening up some new jobs. But if it's repeatedly that I've given you choices and you're not complying, I'm going to decrease your choices. So the children who are being inappropriate with the knives, they would probably lose the choices of knives and maybe some other cooking tools because they weren't being hygienic with them and we were all going to eat that. But I would have some other options for them, a very narrow set, probably 2. In general, humans like to have power control. We've talked about that. Even if you're setting a really firm limit and taking away the knife, if you can give 2 options instead of you can't have it, you must do this, you get a lot less blowback. You get a lot less power struggle attempt back. Because you're still a choice. It's 2 very limited options that I think you can handle. But you build up a lot of resentment. You give me that, you've lost it, and you can only do this. Probably not going to work out. And that builds up that resentment. It might embarrass that child. And if you help them save face and preserve their dignity, you keep the relationship positive so they're more likely to listen to you the next time you come. You don't want them leaving with that sense of resentment and that their day with you has been really negative. I'm really honest with children too. I mean, you're only there 1 day a week. Depends on your relationship, but I'll say to children, wow, I'm only here for a couple of hours. I really don't want to spend it arguing with you. It's fun. Let's find a different way to do this. This isn't fun for me. That's not why I came. I came to teach you this, or I came to help you do this project. Let's both be a little bit flexible and figure this out. I just put it on the table. If I know a child is constantly trying to draw me into a power struggle, I'm not going to do that with you. I think that you'd like to start a fight with me, but I'm not going to do it. It's not going to happen. I'm really honest. I just tell them that. But it has to work for you. Any of the stuff we're doing, if it doesn't feel authentic and genuine for you, don't try it. If it's really artificial and fake, they'll spot that in a heartbeat and it won't work. So I was teaching some of this stuff in a workshop in December, And one of the participants said, "Oh, that active listening sounds really phony." I said, then don't ever do it. Because if you think that, then it is going to sound phony coming out of your mouth, and it's never going to work. Unless you commit to learning the technique, unless you really believe it's going to work, don't use it. It's not going to be effective for you. These are all effective techniques. I've been using them for, almost 30 years. And I've read a lot of research supporting them, and my personal experiences support using them. But if you don't believe in it, it won't work for you. And it will continue to work for me because I trust that process. What other questions up to this point?
Another issue we have is, I guess, right before we start cooking, it requires a walk from some place to another place, and it's a very distracting walk.
Yeah.
There's like plants and toys, and I can never get them to walk out of group to this other area without having a straggler.
Do you have the same issue?
Yeah, I
Yes.
use.
Everybody in this
I don't
room.
even know if that's even possible.
Are you on your own, or are there at least two of you there?
Her and I are together.
So the two of you together, when we move children from one place to the next, I don't ask them to line up or any of that stuff. I just say, you have to be behind me and in front of Allison. So I'm going to head out because I know where we're going. You have to stay behind me. I don't want them rushing, get ahead of me. And Allison's at the back to make sure no one stays behind. They will lose somebody. And then she can see what they're doing. A lot of times when I'm walking with a group, I'm walking like this. Sorry, Mike. I'm walking turned to the side like this, or I'm walking backwards. And, with small children, it's a little different. I mean, we do pretend games when we're walking. So, we might be a giant sandwich, and we're the bread, and they're the middle. So they can be the mayonnaise, or the ham, or the lettuce, or whatever. That's not going to work for you, 4th and 5th graders. But you might agree on like a topic of conversation or something. We call those transitions. When you move children from place to place or from activity to activity, it's a transition. Most guidance problems happen during transitions. So, depending on the age group, you plan something. They're going to be distracted. And it's not like you can take all of those things away. But you can eliminate some of the issues over it. Like, I know that there's a lot of stuff on the way, but the faster we get over to the kitchen, the faster we can get started, the faster we can eat. That's my preview of coming attractions, right? The longer it takes us to get there, the less time we actually have to do the rest of the stuff. So, if we run out of time, I'm sorry, but that will be because people didn't stay together in the transition over to the kitchen. Helpful, not helpful?
So do you just
Little bit.
pick something to talk about with them while they stay?
You could choose a topic of conversation. There's no guarantees for any of this, right? None of this is magic. I mean, if any of this worked all the time, I would write one book and I would be out of here. I'd be retired. Right? I'd be with Mike down in Mexico. I'd be hanging out. It'd be great. That's the thing. None of these tools is going to work for every situation every time. I would suggest it as a possible solution for moving a group of that age. Maybe what do they want to talk about? Like, what did you guys do this morning? What was like the best thing you did outside, or what was math today? Or I saw when I came in, you guys had a speaker this morning. What was that about? Again, it's about relationship building. It's personalizing interactions. I care about you. I want to hear about your day, kind of thing. The more it's about them, the more they're going to buy into it.
Oftentimes the straggler is the person that doesn't actually really want to be doing what we want to do.
Exactly.
So we've started giving them a choice, like, you can come cook with us, or you can go back to the gym, and then we have this whole, we actually sit and watch them, try to make this decision.
I never let one child's misbehavior, inappropriate behavior, impact the group. So the choices are stay with us or go to the gym, and we don't have a lot of time. Everyone else is waiting. I'm not going to make them wait. Mm-hmm. So either you tell me the gym, or that you say nothing. That means you're going with us and we're leaving. And there's a lot of, I changed my mind. I don't play that either. So we were doing a project today where they had to pick a color of something. The child had finished the project. I changed my mind. I want the other color. I'm really sorry to hear that, but you picked yellow and now you're finished. I listened to you and I honored your choice, and now you have yellow. You're feeling a little disappointed that you made that choice. We're going to do this again next week. Maybe you'll choose a different color. Remind yourself before you start of what you wanted to choose. So it didn't embarrass her, it didn't whatever. I just said, you know, that's hard.